Hi. My name is Candace Parisi. Today we're going to talk about trusting our intuition. It is 6 o'clock in the morning in Tempe, Arizona, and I'm over the waterfront in a weird position so that you can see the sunrise. And if you could see how weird the position of where everything is, you would be really surprised. And so congratulations for showing up. Thank you very much for being here and welcome. So today we're going to talk about trusting our intuition. So that hasn't always been the easiest thing for me to do. It hasn't always been as a human being, I have a hard time trusting. I have a hard time trusting that something that is physically right there in front of me is going to work out in my favor. Nevertheless, something that's intuitively based. And so when I first got started working on my intuition and being a part of that community, I was 9 years old, and my mother was really excited about bringing me to this church where there was a whole bunch of older ladies, who who were working on their intuition, and you would sit in little rooms with them and they would talk to your angels. And I was just a kid and I thought it was fascinating, but I also, in the back of my mind, was like, this is pretty much bullshit. I was sure that I love these little old ladies, but this is bullshit. This isn't real. And so then my mom explained it to me a lot more, and I got more into it, and I started reading books. And then I went along my life, and I had all of these teachers, and there was all these coincidences in my life. And I started to trust a little more every single time a coincidence popped into my life, because I would be thinking about something or feeling something or wondering about somebody and they would call, or I would be talking to somebody and they would say something that would blow my mind. So as I became an adult, I started trusting a little bit more, but not fully. And so again, I needed to be really tangible and right in my face. And so when I started to meditate, my intuition became stronger and stronger, and my relationship started to shift when it comes to intuition. And my relationship with my intuition is very loud, like this plane. Here it comes. Wait for it. There it is. Perfect timing. And my intuition is we have a very loud, boisterous life together, and I need it that way. I need to feel like I am being told the truth. I need to feel like that I can trust it. And it's all about trusting, because your brain can tell you all sorts of things. My brain can tell me all sorts of things. But I made a decision to start working on my intuition so that I could have a more subtler voice help me in my daily life. So with that said, I was continued to grow up, and I was going to college, and I just felt like I was still in this place of not knowing what I want to do next in my life, and you know how we are when we're 18 years old. And so I quit, and I quit my first year. I went back, but I quit my first year, and I just got a backpack and I started driving. And the intention for me was, I'm going to spend the next certain amount of time just driving, and I'm just going to listen to my intuition, and I'm just going to have it take me from place to place to place. And if intuition is real, this is going to go really well. And if all this meditating and all this work that I've been doing, it doesn't work out, then sayonara, I'll just go back to my brain. So I drove around and camped and rock climbed and jumped out of planes and kayaked through states and did all the things and just followed my intuition. And when it said take a left, I took a left. And I met the most amazing people. I had the most amazing experiences. My life felt completely full. And so it was a confirmation for me. And so then I jumped on planes and I went all over the world, and I got to learn from all of these teachers, and each teacher helped develop my intuition more. Each experience, each day I meditated, each time I worked with somebody, when I was being intuitive for them, that became my gym. That became my intuition gym, and it was really loud, just like this plane that's going over right now. Okay, perfect. So just wait for that. There we go. So I got to do all this cool stuff with my life, and I got to spend about 12 years traveling all over the world, and I would just show up places and it would work out. It just kept working out, and I kept being like, all right, this worked out, but the fucking next thing is not going to work out. And so then I would go and do this, or I would, start this new job, or I would try this new thing. And I was cultivating these relationships. I felt deeply connected to my own life every single day. And it just kept blowing my mind. And my intuition was like, see? How much more do we have to tell you here? We're real. This is a real thing. And so I went from teacher to teacher to teacher until finally I ended up in actually Arizona, of all places, and I realized I didn't need any more teachers, that I was the teacher, that I'm the expert, that I'm my own intuitive guide. And when that happened, everything kind of broke open for me. I not only was in the right place at the right time, but now I was taking responsibility for the words that I was saying in a new way. I was drawing people into my life that needed intuitive counseling and intuitive development. I was teaching classes. I was listening to my loud intuition. I was, how many planes? Really? Are they that close together? Like, jeez. Okay, anyway. So I decided that I wanted to live that kind of life for the rest of my life. And if I could do it, and I had anxieties and I had different things that I was worried about in my life and I really wanted to achieve, and if I could do it, then anybody could do it, and I could teach people how to do it. So that's what I do now, full time in my life, every single day, is I teach people how to become intuitive and realize that they're already intuitive. I am an intuitive counselor, and I have a thriving, wonderful private practice, and I live an incredible life. I get to travel and I get to experience things in a way that blows my mind every day. Like the sunrise behind me blows my mind. Like everything blows my mind. And I'm not one of those foo-foo fucking people that are like, oh look, everything is perfect. I can't wrap myself in crystals. I can't give a fuck about all this other stuff. But what I know, without a shadow of a doubt, is that where I am is at the exact right place. I'm in the exact right place at the right time, talking to the right people, and I'm filled with gratefulness. I'm filled with gratefulness every single day. And it's not always easy. And it's not always, this enlightened experience. But when I show up, I just know in a grounded way that I'm right in the right place. When I'm talking to somebody doing a reading, I'm talking to the right person. And my intuition is really loud. What the fuck? It's this loud. I feel like my intuition likes to knock me off my game. So there it is. So it's not intuition, it's a plane. The plane has knocked me off my game. See, that was very foo-foo of me to say. So anyways, so now if I feel a certain way, I express it. If I want something in my life, I go for it. I treat my life like it's important. And that's not just from working on my intuition, but that's from working with people day in and day out that don't know how to do that. And so inside of being that teacher, I'm teaching myself. Instead of growing up other people, I grow up myself. And it's absolutely wonderful. So what a great experience. So my invitation to you is to continue forward in your intuitive development and go forward in a way that you're braver and more excited about where you are and what happens next. Even right now, if you're in a situation that isn't serving you, if you're with people that don't serve you, then stand inside of who you are intuitively and make new decisions, because you can do anything you want. And I didn't believe that. I thought that was just something I read in a book. But it's true. It's true. You just have to show up. So, with that said, this is our 5th episode, and this will be the last time for now that we do the Manifest Your Kick-Ass Life sunrise situation. But if you want to get an intuitive reading with me, my website is travelingintuitive.com, and then I'm also teaching an open enrollment online course with Seattle Life Coach Training. And the course is on intuitive development and becoming your own intuitive guide. And it's a wonderful class, and your intuition becomes really loud. Just like that. Just like that. Your intuition will be like a plane going over your head. It's going to be so exciting. But it's a great course, and I'll leave all the details inside the comments. But I'm really glad I've gotten to do this with you. And next week I'm going to have do some night Facebook lives and have some special guests, and so that's really exciting. And I want to just continue this journey with you. So please leave your comments, like all that shit you're supposed to say, share it, call your mom, tell her about me, and enjoy the rest of this wonderful day. And look at that. This is beautiful. And just so you know, what's super interesting about this moment is that the entire time, so I'm kind of in this like crunched situation right here, and I look like I might be in trouble because I'm like by a wall trying to do this. Anyway, there's a security guard who is standing right here, who has been right here wondering if I'm a crazy homeless person talking to myself or that I'm dying this whole time. So that's exciting. That's really exciting. So maybe once I push finish, him and I will talk about how, well, maybe I am crazy, who knows, but he's a sweet security guard just trying to make sure that I'm okay. So enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you very much.